come along and bring the pretty weather. I don't know about you, but I know I like it better. Give me the sunshine. I need the sunshine. Just give me the sunshine. Give me the sunshine. I need the sunshine. Give me the sunshine. Give me the sunshine. Give me the sunshine. I share that in the sunshine. Aries need the sunshine. Taurus needs the sunshine. Gemini needs the sunshine. Cancer needs the sunshine. Leo needs the sunshine. Virgo needs the sunshine. Libra needs the sunshine. Scorpio needs the sunshine. Sagittarius needs the sunshine. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces needs sunshine.
Hello everyone, it's your girl Regina Sunshine coming to you live here in Atlanta, Georgia with the Regina Sunshine Show here at 12 noon at Regina Sunshine Global Network. And I'm so excited about today's show. My guest is already on the set with me, as you can see. But I do want to mention a couple of announcements. For those who don't know, it is year 3 of our Awesome Girl book collaboration project. I'm so excited about this year. If you don't know, our first book is entitled Beautiful Just Like Me, and it's the 3rd book in our series of written chapter books, I guess you would say. And then our first ever, sponsored by Lanita Mitchell Blackwell, art book, You're All That Girl. Let me tell you something. I can't wait for you guys to see this artwork these girls have done. It is so beautiful and so encouraging and so full of positive affirmations. It's just going to be a great year for our awesome girls. And we are looking for book sponsors. If you want to sponsor one of our books, contact me at reginasunshine.robinson@gmail.com and we'll get you in our book. Also, I want to mention to those who don't know, we are moving Regina Sunshine Global Network Studios to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So I am looking for new shows and new partners to do great business on Myrtle Beach. Hey, it's the beach. You can move with me if you want to and come on down and let's do some great stuff. I'm looking forward to being at the ocean every day. That's the thing I keep telling myself. This is going to be the beautiful thing about moving closer to home. So definitely reach out to me again at reginasunshine.robinson@gmail.com and we'll meet on the beach and do some positive things. All right. I'm going to leave it there. Other than mentioning what I always mention at the beginning of the show, which is something that I'm thankful for. This week is a special week in our family. Today not today, but on June the 11th, we celebrate 26 years with a true champion. 26 years of love, 26 years of watching a miracle, 26 years of seeing God's promises fulfilled, 26 years of the best thing I ever did. My son, Gabriel Robinson, will be 26 years old on June the 11th. That's right, y'all. I'm old. I'm going to be 49. He is 26, and I'm a grandma, too. So I'm so excited and so thankful that God gave me the opportunity to be his mother. It's been one of the greatest joys of my life. And again, I said the best thing that I ever did. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and you get to hear from this lady over here, live on the Regina Sunshine Show here at Regina Sunshine Global Network.
Hello, it's your girl Regina Sunshine, and they call me the Affirmation Queen. Why am I called the Affirmation Queen? because I'm a big believer that if you change the way you speak, you'll change the way you think, and you'll change the circumstances in your life. So start today speaking words of life over you and your circumstances, and see if everything doesn't begin to line up with those things that you are speaking. And I want to leave you with these parting thoughts. Remember this: God loves you just the way you are. You are beautiful because you were created in love. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You have the seeds of greatness within you. You were born to live a victorious life. You are brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. You are worthy of the best things in life. And take with you my personal motto. I always say it's not over till I win. If I hadn't won yet, that just means it's not over. So I tell you today, it's not over till you win. If you hadn't won yet, baby, that just means it's not over. Be blessed and keep winning.
Give me the sunshine. Give me the sunshine. Just give me the sunshine. All I want is some sunshine. Let me have the sunshine. I need the sunshine. When I don't see the sun in the sky in the early morning, I can't wait for the sun to come along and push the clouds away. Now I don't mind.
All right, you guys, you're back live here at Regina Sunshine, on the Regina Sunshine Show at Regina Sunshine Global Network. And today's a special day. It really is. I have the opportunity to interview someone that I hold in the highest regard, someone who is being more than a business associate, more like family, and one of the biggest supporters I've ever had. And there are a lot of people that watch this video could say the same thing about her, which is so awesome. I used to think I was special, then I found out she loved everybody the same way. But welcome to the show, Lanita Mitchell Blackwell.
Thank you for having me, Regina. It's my pleasure.
Well, I say that, Lanita, because I hear other people talking about you and the things you've done for them and what a blessing you've been, and it sounds like my words. And I'm like, so she's just amazing to everybody. So that is a wonderful thing to know. You know, of course, you like it when you know people are good to you, but then when you find out they're just a great person and they love everybody, that's wonderful.
Well, I appreciate that, and people have been wonderful and great to me, and I've had the opportunity to see that model with my parents and my grandparents. So I'm very happy to know that their legacy lives on in such a transparent manner. So thank you.
It does. I see your mama Patience everywhere. Hi, mama. Well, you know, I start every interview mentioning how I met, and it's been a while now, but I still remember.
Yeah.
Saw your video on Facebook. You were over, I think, at Georgia State doing a lecture, and I was like, who is this amazing woman? I must know who she is. And you became a guest on my show. And how many years now? At least 5?
Oh, it's been much.
It's been longer than
that.
5?
Yeah, it's probably been closer to 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
Well, I have to say that it's been amazing to watch you grow and change and transition from, you know, just different types of businesses and new businesses. But before we go any further, I do want to share your bio because it does give our audience a general idea of just some of the amazing things that you've done.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
It says Lanita Mitchell Blackwell is the supreme performance and personal and professional development coach, an attorney, CPA, certified Christian life coach, and New Thought minister. Lanita has founded and led several businesses that include, and is it Exponius? I've never
Eponymous.
seen Eponymous. Oh, I learned a new word. Students, a law firm through which she has been recognized as a top 100 lawyer in Georgia. Accounting firm, award-winning media company that published 5 magazines, 2 of which were voted as Atlanta's hottest, publishing company that published 7 best-selling authors, and leadership training and development nonprofit for which she received the U.S. President's Council on Service and Civic Participation Lifetime Achievement Award. Lanita has been recognized by Black Enterprise Magazine as Be Next Under 35, as an outstanding Georgia citizen by the Secretary of State, and with the Yellow Rose Community Service Award by the Georgia Women's Legislative Caucus, and so much more. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get started. There's so much to unpack here. I've been thinking about this interview and just from where I met you to where you are now. When I met you, you were leading your publishing company. I think you were also doing some talent management.
I was.
At the time. You were practicing law some then as well. And you have transitioned to all new arenas.
Yeah.
So talk to us about where you were, I guess, when we met, and some of the transitions that have happened.
Absolutely. So as you read in my bio, I've been a publisher of magazines as well as other authors with their books, their children's books. I have helped people to develop their speaking platforms, and we did website management and full service talent management. And Regina at one time was a client, and I'm so proud of everything that she has done with Chicken Soup for the Soul and her own network that now has multiple shows on it. When we met, Regina was part of another wonderful network under Jack Trey. So it has been a wonderful opportunity to grow as my clients have grown. And so now I focus specifically on helping people to take their skills, gifts, and talents and to transition them into money-making ventures. Because for most of us, we're at a place in our lives where we have been able to do some wonderful things, but normally for somebody else.
Yes.
Right? And when other people come to us and ask us to do those things, we say sure, and we just go off and do them. And then the thought of us doing it ourselves, by ourselves, freaks us out, and we just kind of cleave to whatever we're doing right now that brings in money. And what I share with people is that God gave you skills, gifts, and talents so that you could eat.
Yes.
That is specific. It is in the Word. When God cast Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden, he said, you will eat by the sweat of your brow. That means he gave them a way to provide for them. And so using whatever a person already has established, so we're not creating anything new, I show them how to monetize that. And it's very exciting. I still do practice law, in which I absolutely love, and I really love the fact that I'm able to show people with my law firm how I was able to do the things that I show them how to do for myself and still do for myself. And I still have my accounting firm. I service small churches and nonprofit organizations, normally during the summer with assurance and nonprofit advisory services. And focusing on me getting more speaking engagements, getting out there so I can serve more people. So I really, really love that.
I tell you, you're still doing a lot of tremendous things.
Well, thank you.
And, most recently, let's just talk about the beautiful pictures. Anybody seen these beautiful pictures of Lanita everywhere on Facebook? I have to say, you and the gold hair in the pictures is everything for me.
You.
And completely different from something you probably would have done when we first met.
Oh, absolutely. And that look was curated by Joey Iman, a wonderful full-service boutique firm located in Birmingham, but does travel because I'm here in Atlanta and she's in Birmingham. So if that's a look that you all would like, something that is totally out of the norm but still professional, beautiful, edgy, and gets a lot of attention, Joey is definitely your lady. J-O-I. So that's how she
I like
it.
edgy. Because it's definitely edgy and attention-getting. Yeah. You talked about, some of the things you were doing then that you're doing now. What are some of the projects you're most excited about right now?
Well, I'm most excited about my online courses. First quarter was very much focused on self-care, and that culminated in the 90-day breakaway, which you went through last year. Yes. It was a program for very successful and busy professionals and entrepreneurs to sit down and get some rest and to recalibrate and really review their lives to see where they are and where you're going next. But before you can do that, you got to clear the field so that God can drop the new seeds so that they can flourish and grow in your field. And then you are taught how to harvest that so that you're not going back to those same ways that got you all tired and stressed out with your hair breaking out in your skin too, right? I'm just keeping it real.
That's real.
And the way that I know is because I've been through it, right? And then second quarter was focused on entrepreneurial development, taking the business from the seed to the manifestation of the empire and how to replicate that over and over again. And now third quarter's focus is going to be getting that story out of you. So not just writing your book, but how to become a full service publishing house on your own. I have published all my own books, the past 4. I am a best-selling author. So these are things that I have done for myself, have done for other people.
Yes.
And now I am training other people how to do it for themselves. So each quarter of my business is focused on something for the professional and entrepreneur, mostly women, but I have a lot of guys in my tribe now too, so I just can't talk to the ladies. And I've actually been having to work on like everything being pinked out too, because the fellas are like, well, what about us? And I'm working on it. So I got some blue stuff now and some purple for the kings.
Well, it's good to know so that you have a diverse
Yes.
clientele.
Yes, absolutely. And that's been really nice too. You're talking about the diversity. That has mostly been because we're all growing up together. You know, when I first started out, most of us had children that were either in elementary or middle school. Well, now those same kids are finishing high school, in college. Some of them have their own families. You know, and that has left now a place for the parents to now focus on themselves, which has been a wonderful experience, because instead of being in this place of what am I going to do as the empty nester or preparing to be the empty nester,
Yes.
now is I can focus on me and what I want for my life, and you're probably at a place in your life where you have the resources to do it. And I really also love just keeping it real, not being in a place where anybody is like my little test project, because there's nothing that I ask folks to do that I've not done.
Yes.
So it's A, B, C, D. This is the process. Now, if you want to go off and do Z first, that's fine. You're grown. I'm not going to step in your way, because some of my clients do that. But I'm telling you how it works for me and how it has worked for other people. But some people get special, and it works for them, and that's okay.
I have to say, as one of those people that didn't always listen, just do what she tell you to do. Just do it. You save yourself some time and heartache.
Well, it wasn't always, because, you know, one of the parts about being a seasoned professional or an entrepreneur who is stepping out in an area in which you have significant experience is that this is not your first rodeo. Mm-hmm. It might be a little different as far as the way that the rodeo is operating, but you know how to get out there and sell this service, sell this product. You are familiar with it. You're comfortable with it. So what I do is I show you how to package it and sell it in a way that other people will say, I need that.
Makes sense. It does.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that, I guess, the first quarter, you start off with your 90-day breakaway. Mm-hmm. And you know, moving forward, you said everything that you're asking your clients to do are things that you have done or things you have been through.
Yes.
What was it, I guess, in your life that sparked that beginning phase, I need to rest, I need to regroup?
So I developed stage 4 endometriosis, which is the uncontrolled growth of uterine cells outside of the uterus. And for most women, it's harmless, but for me, it was not. It became deadly. Literally, I almost died. And it led to a series of surgeries that resulted in full hysterectomy, 2 bowel resections, appendectomy, and some other things that I won't take y'all through right now. But in all of that, it gave me a lot of time with the Lord to just sit quietly and listen. And one of the things that he said is that you have to learn to rest. Everything doesn't have to be done today. This is beyond Rome wasn't built in a day. How about your life isn't built in one day?
Yes.
It's built with a series of loving and prosperous and abundant feelings. And that is very difficult to feel loving, abundant, or prosperous when you are tired and scared and anxious and wondering how the next thing is going to come. You have to learn how to enjoy the present and to be present. And those are things that I learned when I was laying up sick in the hospital, at home, with, at that time, my little 6-year-old coming in, checking in on me, saying, "Mommy, are you okay?" You know, that is a real thing to see, a very adult expression on your small child's face. And I never forgot that. And I promised myself I was not going to put myself in a situation where she ever needed to look like that again.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
Well, you know, most of us that know you didn't know what was going on behind the scenes, right?
Yeah.
I remember you saying, "I'm going to take some time away."
Yeah.
I remember you said, "I'm going to shut some stuff down."
Yeah.
I'll see y'all in about a year.
Yeah.
It's basically
That's
what
right.
it was. And you know, when I attended the 90-day breakaway, one of the things that made it so impactful is that you were speaking from a position of experience.
Yeah.
Someone who, like the women that were in the room, had already been the busy run cycle. And so when we're hearing it from you, is different than hearing it from someone else, because this is a woman we respect, that we know has achieved great things, and she's telling us, go sit down somewhere.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
And it makes a difference. And I have to say, for those that are listening, I hope you will reach out to Lanita so that she can assist you, because that was life-changing for me. That was game-changing for me. I got a whole new perspective on what success looked like, because for me, I always thought it was, oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead, right?
Yeah.
And I found out that I was missing out on a lot. It was like a blur
Yes.
of life, because I
Yes.
was just trying to get to the next thing, and I was never present.
Yes, that's exactly right. You know, Ludacris, and I'm going back. Y'all remember Source magazine?
Yes.
Okay. They have a quote, and I read this when I was younger, and I was like, yeah. And at that time, he said, "Sleep is the cousin of death." But if you talk to him now, and all the guys who were running with him at that time are doing things that were big at that time, like Sean Combs, now they very much embrace self-care and meditation. Matter of fact, Sean Combs has an excellent meditation, 20 minutes on Audible, that you can download. I was telling my husband about it. I was like, it is life-changing.
Let's
It's
check
good.
it out.
You should check it out. But I mentioned that for, just as a frame of reference of two people who we have seen go through tremendous transition, who started off with nothing and built these empires, and now they are very much into, you know, I just want to enjoy my life, and I'm being peaceful about it. Well, these same core systems are the things that I use in my programs now. Yeah.
I love it. You know, a big part of making that transition is changing mindset.
Yes.
And I even find now when I'm having conversations with people who say they'll sleep when they're dead, they look at me like I'm crazy when I talk about rest.
Yes.
Probably how I would have looked at them.
Then that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And it is difficult, and I realize and I accept my role and responsibilities in this, to convince people who have watched you climb the ladder using that mentality,
Yes.
for you to then say, slow down. I understand how they think that you might be trying to hold them back, but I'm trying to hold you back from disease and illness and restless nights, from bad skin and broken hair and wigs that you have to wear, not that you want to wear. You
That's
know,
real. That's
about
real.
3 dress sizes in your closet because you are stressed and your body hormones are going crazy, and so there are days where you can't fit any of that stuff, and you have to wear the upsize because the other size that you want to wear, you can't get into because you're still stressed out.
Wow.
These are real things that I know anyone who has ever experienced a high level of stress has experienced. Well, these are the reasons why. When you are feeling that way, you have to take time and breathe and rest. And whatever is going on, it will wait, or it will pass, and the Lord will bring something better. I've not had anything in my life where if something passed, God didn't give me better and more.
That's real. You know, it's interesting you said that. Just this weekend, I told someone that they needed to get away because her attitude was getting really nasty. Wow. And you know who I'm talking about. Come talk about you. But it was obvious because she was getting snappy, and I was like, this is not you.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I need to get away. And I said, then just get away. Go get a hotel for a day or two. And she's like, well, I got these meetings. I said, what would they do if you were laid up somewhere? They'd had them meetings without you.
Hey, what will they do if you were dead? Mm-hmm. Then tell them to do that.
Exactly. And she kind of like gasped, like, miss the meeting? I said, miss the meetings. Yeah. Tell them you're going to the house. Tell them you're not going to be available for a couple of days. She didn't listen, but I'm hoping that at least the seed was planted, you know, that it's possible that they can live without you. So you can make sure you live to see another day.
That's exactly right.
And it's all credit to you because I never would. And I thank God it was you because there are not many people I would have listened to, honestly. There's some people they would have said, I've been like, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
But when it comes from you, somebody I know, number one, I respect and I know really cares about me, it makes a difference. So I thank you for that because of what you poured into me. I'm able now to share that with other people. So, you know, we ain't all out here looking crazy.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Well, you know, you talked about some of the transitions, and I want, you know, I think people are still asking the question, you know, yes, rest, and of course I've got business to handle, but there's life. So, you know, you're the perfect example. You're a wife, a pastor's wife. Let's say that. Yeah. You're a mother, you're a daughter, all these things. How are you able to find Lanita in the middle of all of that?
Well, I don't find Lanita in the middle. I find Lanita at the beginning, the middle, and the end.
I like that.
So I start the day with me. I start with meditation and prayer and stretching, and then I go into exercise. Normally I'm up before everybody in my house, but even if I'm not, they know that that's my time, and don't disturb me during that time. And it's not that I'm going to tear their heads off, because obviously if the house is on fire, I want them to be notified of that. But rather they know that I function better when I have that time for me. And then during the day as I'm going, if I feel overwhelmed or anxious for any reason or just a little sad and I can't pinpoint what it is, I do take time and I just breathe. Literally just take some deep breaths from your abdomen and pull it up through your heart and out through your mouth and then back again. And doing 3 to 5 of those can really set you back on the path of wellness and well-being. And then at the end of the day, I end it with prayer, meditation, and deep stretching as well. Some people will call it restorative yoga. Okay. And if you don't know how to do any of that, there are free programs on YouTube. There are all these wonderful apps. The Art of Living, where I learned a lot of these techniques. They have a wonderful app, I believe it's called the Sky app. You have to choose you. Yes. That old saying about treat people how you want to be treated, this is how you do it. You have to start with you. You have to treat you you have to show yourself how to treat you. You really do.
I love that so much. You know, over the past couple months, I've been experiencing, we've had a lot of things going on, let's say that, in our family. And it came to a point that I told my son, Gabe, Mama's got to get away. Yeah. And there's a period of time where I would not have just shut everything down and left. But he can tell, I got in my car. And I was gone for about 10, 15 good days. Yeah. And like, where you going? I don't know. I'm just going to get in the car and I'll just see where I end up. And I really needed the nothing. When I say the nothing, the nothing at all. Yes. And it was different. Yes. It was odd, but it was so needed. And my sister Pam said to me, from now on, don't do anything you don't want to do. Mm-hmm. She said, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. That's right. And I was not, when she first said, I was like, there's some things that I got to do. She said, right now, she said, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Just take care of you.
You know what's interesting? There is this book called Voices from the Women of Africa. And in it, the author talks about she's from the Dagara tribe, West Africa. Okay. And she talks about the fact that within their tradition, when a woman is experiencing high anxiety and she is not behaving like herself, her husband takes her home because you know you get married and then you move away. But her husband will take her home to be around her best friends and her sisters and her mother, because she just needs that time with her family and really laughing and gossiping a little bit, and just playing some games and just enjoying life without the responsibilities of the day-to-day spouse, children, business, etc.
Yes.
And then after about a weekend of that, she is restored. And she said that's one of the things that we in Western society and cultures, we don't embrace that. And it's one of the reasons that we have a lot of the chronic illnesses that we have, because we don't take that time to just enjoy ourselves and one another. She was like, there's a reason that they don't have a whole lot of high blood pressure and hypertension and diabetes and all the rest of that. It's because they actually take the time to laugh and to love.
That's real. Because right before I took that break, I had, and I'll say it, I don't think I've said this on air, I ended up in the ER with heart palpitation.
Yeah.
And my blood pressure in the ambulance was 2 something over like 140 something. And when I got there and they started running tests, there was nothing wrong. They couldn't find anything wrong with me.
Yeah.
And the doctor looked at me, he said, this can't be nothing but stress.
Yeah. You needed time.
Yes.
Time with your family. Time laughing with your sisters. I don't want to leave any of them out. I know you had 3. Yeah, you just needed time to be loved and to love.
And that's what I did. And, you know, I'm talking about my mama now. She couldn't understand that I wanted to be alone. Because my mama, she kept saying, you just over there in the house doing, what are you doing? I said, staring at the wall.
Yeah.
I'm in the back room with the ceiling fan on, in the dark, staring off into space. And it was wonderful.
Yeah.
And there was a time in my life I would not have considered that. But I can honestly say over this last 2 years, you know, starting with, I'll go back before the 90-day breakaway where you told me to go sit down. I'll go back to that time. You know, from that, I've got a different mindset about taking care of me. But it's interesting, you have to almost like reset it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you used to get caught up again.
Oh, yes.
You have to go back.
Yes, and that's why it's important that we reshift our calendar. See, the calendar right now in our civilization, we go from January to December, right? But that doesn't really make sense when we're talking about nature or the way that our biological clocks are, because we're starting and ending the year in the middle of winter instead of starting the year at the beginning of the year, which is spring.
Yes.
And so the 90-day breakaway resets you so that you are now aligned with that cycle. And that's why when you come out of it at the end of March, you're ready to hit the ground and run. But you're running in a different way. That's why.
I love it so much. I do. Well, you know, we talked about the transition from where you were before till now. So many new wonderful things happening in your life. Tell us about some of the new things.
Right. So in November, I was ordained a minister with the Rise Church, and it's their program called the Kairos Institute of Progressive Spiritual Study, or KIPS, which I absolutely adore. Christian, but New Thought. And so we believe that there are 2 layers within the Bible. There is the actual word, and exactly as it is, the word is beautiful and it's complete, but there is a meaning right up under it as well, which I really love delving into. I have really enjoyed that with Reverend Rowena Silvera Beck, who is the founder of both the church and the seminary. And as a matter of fact, I was listening yesterday to the service. They said that they are looking to start the next class. So if that's something that you're ever interested in, please reach out to her. And last Sunday, I was invited and accepted membership into Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So many wonderful things happening.
Yes, I'm very excited.
Well, I have to ask you, so now when you begin to look at I don't even know if you have a bucket list. People even say bucket list anymore. What are some of the things, I guess, that you're looking forward to?
So, like you said, I really don't have a bucket list anymore. I established one 10 years ago when I was 35, and I've checked off just about everything on it.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Well, you know, at the exception of my health. right? So at this point, where I am is really being present and moving with the flow of spirit. One of the things that I smiled when you were talking about the time of doing nothing and embracing that time for myself is right now, this month of June is set to that, so that when July comes, I can hit the next quarter and be ready and present for me. And so this month is very much focused on being present and being mindful of what God wants for me and how I'm going to bless my clients and my family. And what comes next for me, it will just come. It will just come. Yeah, because one of the other responsibilities I accepted and I'm excited about is I'll be president of the Douglas Paulding chapter of the Georgia Association of Women Lawyers. And these things do require focus and determination and time. But that has to be properly managed so that I come first,
Yes.
middle, and last.
I understand. And it's interesting. I remember when you and I, when you were coaching me, when we were working together, we'd always sit down and make a plan for the year.
Yeah.
And I no longer do that.
Yeah.
I'm really kind of taking things as they come. And I won't say that was easy at first because there was some anxiety because it was unfamiliar to me. But now, even with the move to Myrtle Beach, I'm kind of just like, okay, opportunities will present themselves. I'm just going to put myself in a space. And that's different because my sister Pam even asked me, she said, you didn't sit, when you were, away, you didn't sit down and do a to-do list. I was like, no, I didn't. She said, I thought you would come out of there with 10 pages. I was like, no, I don't. I'm just going to see how things go. And for the people who know me, that's even unfamiliar. They're like, this is different.
Yes.
This is really different. And I'm still adjusting to that. But my next question was 12-year-old Anita.
Yeah.
If you had the opportunity to have a sit down with her today and kind of tell her some things to prepare her for life, what would you tell her?
So I actually talk to the younger version of myself pretty often, and I express great gratitude and appreciation for her and her endurance. My younger self had a lot of challenges. My parents divorced when I was 5, and although they were good with loving us, it took them a while to get the co-parenting down, and so there was a lot of resistance there, and then I went to predominantly Caucasian schools from the time I was in the 3rd grade until the 12th grade, and that was difficult as well because in most of my classes I was either one of the only or the only right African American girls, and that presented a challenge because I looked different, my hair was different, I sounded different, I was built differently. You're in class and they're trying to get you to tuck in and all the rest of it. All that's not going anywhere. And my hair was natural, and so you get the perm and your hair is still not doing exactly like their hair does. And it took a lot of will for me to love myself and to get up every day and to face the day. And of course you don't share these anxieties with your parents because you see they're working hard and you don't want
they're
to
already stressed
as well. And so I spend a lot of time telling her what we have achieved and accomplished and thanking my little self for enduring and making it so that we could be here right now and how much I love her.
That's so wonderful. So wonderful. Well, you got me there. You did. You got me on that one. My next question was still about little girls. We have a generation of girls that are being bombarded with images and messages about who they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And it's everywhere.
Yes.
It's everywhere. And so they are, we had people around us, but everywhere they look, they have something telling them who they're supposed to be. What are, I guess, maybe just some things you would say to some of these girls that are trying to find their way in the midst of all this media and social media craziness?
Turn off all that stuff and look within. We have gotten to a place where we don't trust ourselves, where we really do not rely on our intuition anymore. Your intuition is God talking to you. That's your ancestors guiding you and protecting you. That there are people that are in the room, even when you are by yourself, who are cheering you on all the time. That small voice, it grows louder as you turn within. And it will guide you, give you answers when you have no idea what's coming next. It will place your feet exactly where they need to be, and will place you in rooms where your education, your designations, nothing that you have achieved will put you in but for the grace of God. But you get there by being silent and turning within to yourself, because there is nothing on TV, there's nothing on social media, there is nothing that even another person is going to say to you that is going to trump that voice within.
I think that's for everybody listening.
It is for
That's
everybody,
for everybody listening.
It is.
Because I have a screen time, I guess, app or whatever on my phone that lets me know how much screen time, and I'm always looking every week to see has it gone down, because I recognize when I'm on there less, I'm more present in other spaces, even to the point that I've taken the Facebook app off of my phone. I've taken the IG app off of my phone.
Good job.
So if I go look, I have to purposely, so it's not like a reaction, right?
Yes.
Because so often people pick up their phone and they just, without even thinking about it.
Yeah.
You're on social media, and so now I force myself. If I go there, it's because I deliberately went there. Yes. But my screen time began to go down.
Yes.
Because it wasn't a part of the impulse.
Yes.
Anymore that was there and present for me.
And as your screen time went down, your feelings of satisfaction and joy and contentment went up.
And the heart palpitations have gone down.
Yes.
I've noticed all of that.
Yes.
During this period. So I was like, so it was stress. Isn't that interesting? How the mind can, like you said, can really impact what's going on with the body.
That's
as
right.
well.
That's right.
Well, I really enjoyed this conversation. I keep looking at the time. I said, it cannot be 12:50 already. Really? So before we go, was there anything else that was on your heart? Anything you really wanted to share with our audience today?
First, thank you so much for having me on the show. I always love being here with Regina. She is one of my biggest cheerleaders and supporters, for which I am eternally grateful. Thank you. I would say that there is no moment other than right now. In Kairos, Reverend Rowena teaches us that the eternal moment, the opportune time is now. And the reason is because now is going to dictate the future. It actually influences right now and can influence the past as well. But you only have that total power when you embrace being present. And that is not something that we're taught to do. We're always taught to plan and to move and to increase our vibrations and then send it off immediately. What if you were to increase that vibration and just keep it with you for just a moment? Just rest, rule, and abide in it. Now, henceforth, and forevermore. Sound familiar?
Very.
Yeah, that's why. Because it is for you. And every person that you encounter, with the exception of small children and certain adults, has the same power and access to the Holy Father as you do. And so every time you think that you are helping by getting in the way of them building their spiritual muscles and therefore their intuition and their relationship with God, then you are really making it harder for them to really embrace the wonder of now. So focus on you. And if they want to know how you do it, let them ask. But don't go charging out, always shooting off your goodness to everybody else.
That was for me. I got it. That was for me.
Oh,
Thank
well,
you.
see, I didn't know. We didn't talk about any of this before, so this was not me doing the broad swipe. I promise.
No, that was the Father speaking to me through you.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
yes. So also your website and how they can follow you.
So I am LanitaMitchellBlackwell.com, LYNITA MitchellBlackwell.com, and I'm Lanita Mitchell Blackwell Esquire or ESQ on Instagram, and Lanita Mitchell Blackwell on LinkedIn and Facebook.
Awesome. Well, I thank you so much. This has been so wonderful. It's been a while since we've seen each other. So it's been kind of like a catch-up time, but also an opportunity for you to share all the wonderful things you're doing. Keep us in the loop.
Absolutely.
Even in Myrtle Beach. Come on down to Myrtle Beach and let's do a beachside interview or something. Wouldn't that be nice?
That will not be a hard ask. I'm going to tell you, I am a Miami, Florida baby, so coming to the water is going home. So yes.
Awesome, awesome. Well, to our audience, we thank you so much for tuning in. Again, thank you to my son Gabriel for being my official producer now here at the Regina Sunshine Global Network. I'm going to miss him when I'm like, I got to start all over. It's okay. It'll show up. Whoever I need will show up to help me.
Right. That's right.
Well, we leave you with the words we always leave you with. Remember this: God loves you just the way you are. Mm-hmm. You are beautiful because you were created in love. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You have the seeds of greatness within you. You were born to live a victorious life. You are brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous. You are worthy of the best things in life. All right? So tune in next week, same time, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time here on Facebook Live or YouTube, Regina Sunshine Global Network. All right? And I'll leave you with my personal motto. I always say, it's not over till I win. And winning means something different now. But it's still not over till I win. And if I hadn't won yet, that just means it's not over. So I tell you today, it's not over till you win. If you hadn't won yet, baby, that just means it's not over. Be blessed and keep winning.
Awesome.
Give me the sunshine.